Hey everyone, and welcome. We're always told to go out and find happiness, as if it's some kind of lost treasure we just need to stumble upon. But what if that's, well, completely backward? Today, we're going to explore a much more powerful idea that real, lasting happiness isn't something you find, it's something you build. It's a skill, a practice you can work on every single day.
And this quote, wow, it just nails it, doesn't it? We tend to think happiness is this big event, the wedding, the graduation, the big vacation. But this suggests it's way more like learning to play an instrument or getting good at a sport. It's something you can actually practice and get better at. So, in this explainer, we're going to break down exactly how you can make that shift from passively waiting for joy to actively creating it yourself.
All right, so let's jump into our first big idea, this fundamental shift in thinking. It's all about letting go of that endless hunt for happiness out there and realizing that the tools to build it, they're already in here. They're right inside our own minds. Okay, so every single morning, we're faced with this choice. We can either react to whatever life throws at us, automatically honking in traffic, firing back that angry email, and all that does is drain our energy. Or we can choose to pause, take a breath, and respond consciously. That tiny little gap between what happens and how we react, that's where all our power is. That's where the transformation begins. And this leads us to a trap that, let's be honest, we all fall into it. We pin all our hopes for happiness on things outside of ourselves. We convince ourselves that the next thing, the next purchase, the next achievement, that's going to be the one that finally makes us happy for good. And here they are, some of those fragile foundations. The high from a promotion, it fades. That shiny new phone, it's old news in a few months. The holiday ends. When our happiness depends on these things, it is always on shaky ground. It's just bound to crumble the second things change.
So, if all that external stuff isn't the answer, then what is? Well, the truth is, real happiness is an inside job. It's all about how we think, how we live, and maybe most importantly, how we choose to see the world. And that brings us to the main tool we've got for this job.
Our own mind. It's the most powerful, most incredible tool we'll ever have. The only question is, right now, is your mind working as your friend? Or is it your foe? Because think about it, your mind can be your absolute worst enemy, right? Just this constant voice that complains, compares you to others, criticizes everything. Or, with just a little bit of training, it can become your best friend, an ally that helps you move through life with a sense of peace and understanding. And the cool thing is, that choice is entirely up to us.
I love this way of thinking about it. Your mind is like a mirror. If you're constantly showing it negativity, anger, and resentment, what do you think you're going to see reflected back in your life? But if you intentionally, consciously put gratitude and optimism in front of it, it's going to shine that light back on everything.
And here's another great one. Your mind is a garden. Now, negative thoughts, the weeds, they're going to pop up. That's just part of life. You can't stop that from happening. But what you can do is choose not to water them. You have the power to notice them and then gently turn your attention back to the flowers, making sure the weeds don't take over the whole garden. And this is just a crucial reminder. This work takes patience. A mind that's been running on autopilot for years is like a wild horse. It's going to run wild with old habits and impulses. But with consistent, gentle effort, we can actually train it to follow our lead, to choose peace over chaos. Okay, so this is the big question, right? It's one thing to get the concept, but how do you actually practically do it? How do you train that wild horse? Well, it really boils down to these three super powerful practices. First, just observe. Start to notice your thoughts without getting caught up in them, without judging them. Become the witness, not the victim. Second, redirect. When you catch a negative thought, gently choose to replace it with a better feeling one. And third, feed wisely. Be so careful about what you consume. The news, social media, the conversations you have, because what you feed your mind literally becomes your world. Okay, so if training the mind is the how-to, then gratitude is the fuel. It is the absolute secret ingredient for finding joy on a daily basis. And I really want you to take in this definition. Gratitude isn't about pretending life is perfect, because it's not. It's an active, conscious choice to look for the good even when things are hard. It's a statement of your inner strength. And when you practice that attitude, that's when the magic starts to happen. It's this quiet little shift that can turn the most ordinary moments, a simple cup of coffee, the sun coming through the window, into something that feels truly extraordinary. So, what gratitude actually does is it rewires your focus. See, our untrained minds tend to obsess over that 20% that's wrong or missing or not good enough. A grateful mind, a trained mind, learns to put its focus on the 80% that's already here, that's already good. And that simple shift in focus, it changes absolutely everything. And please know, this isn't some personality trait you either have or you don't. Gratitude is a muscle. The more you use it, the stronger it gets. Simple things, like writing down 3 things you're thankful for every day. That's like doing reps at the gym for your brain. And over time, that muscle gets incredibly strong.
All right, this brings us to our final and maybe the most important point of all. We absolutely have to stop postponing our happiness, waiting for some imaginary perfect future that's never going to come.
You know this phrase. Oh my gosh, we've all said it, right? I'll be happy when I get that promotion, when I finally go on vacation, when things just settle down. This phrase is the biggest happiness trap there is. Because here's the secret about someday: it never actually arrives. Your mind is tricky. As soon as you hit one goal, it just moves the finish line to the next one. It's a chase that never, ever ends, and all it does is rob you of the joy you could be feeling in the only moment you actually have, right now. This slide just captures the choice perfectly. We can spend our entire lives waiting for the storm to pass, thinking happiness is on the other side. Or we can learn how to dance in the rain. True happiness isn't the absence of problems, it's learning how to find peace right in the middle of them. And that really is the essential truth of it all. You don't need a perfect day to be happy. You just need a peaceful heart. That is the source of real, unshakable joy. It's an internal anchor that you can carry with you no matter what storm is raging outside. So ultimately, this is what it all comes down to. The past is already written. The future is a mystery. But today is a blank page. You're the one holding the pen. And you get to decide what the story of this day is going to be. Will it be a story of complaint or one of gratitude, of reaction or of intention? The choice is all yours.